the Lakers not only lost, but LeBron James had to leave midway through the fourth quarter, did not return. Lakers lost 114-101 to the Clippers. Not even a cross-town rivalry. It's a cross-hallway rivalry. You play in the same in the same building. Here's LeBron James on his leg injury.
How do I feel right now?
Yeah.
I feel good. I mean, besides, the injury, get pictures on it tomorrow and go from there. But didn't do anything, extraneous on the play. Just when I landed, I felt a little, either spasm or strain in my groin. So immediately I had to come out after the next play down when I went to the free throw line.
See, this is what I'm talking about. So LeBron James starting to be hampered by injuries at this stage of his career, multiple years now. There's been things that occur. And also, I mean, LeBron James is getting up the same shot attempts as Luka Doncic. Like, they're not the same. They're not the same. Like, Luka can carry at his age the entire offense like LeBron used to. LeBron shouldn't be doing that now. So I'm looking at the Clippers have won 9 straight against the Lakers. 9 straight.
No Kawhi.
Against the Lakers. No Kawhi Leonard. People don't know when Kawhi is going to practice, when Kawhi's built for the postseason, not the regular season. Paul George is roasting him. Anthony Davis disappears late in games. That's been typical. You wonder why he's not even aggressive, right, for a guy that's supposed to take the torch, take the mantle. And Russ is coming off the bench playing with energy, but at the end of the day, it's their roster, man. It's their roster. It's not good. That's why I didn't have high expectations for them coming into the season.
Well, I think everybody knows that the roster's not very good, but I want to ask you, is LeBron James still a top 10 player in this league?
His legacy will have him as a top 10 player.
What do you have him?
But I mean, his skill. I'm talking about his skill set, his ability.
Skill set, yeah, but he can't carry an offense anymore.
Toward the bottom of the top 10?
Yeah, he might be right outside of it.
Really?
And that's okay.
You would put 10 guys ahead of LeBron right now?
Maybe.
You could find 10 dudes?
I'm not like 10 guys that I would build my franchise.
Oh, yeah, no, that's different.
Well, you can't build your...
10 guys that I like right now to carry. 10 guys I like right now to carry an offensive load for a season. Yes.
Yes, that I understand. Even if for any overall, 50 games, LeBron might be better.
All the way around, but is he a top 10 player?
But I'm answering that question. I'm saying not right now. No.
I see what you mean. You have to be available more than 2/3 of the time.
A top 10? Can he be a top 10 player again?
I mean, it's LeBron James. I'm never going to discount LeBron James. What I'm saying right now, when I look at top 10 players, I'm saying, okay, like, I need you to be available. I know you can carry the offensive load for the most part of a season. And I think right now with the current construction of the roster, like LeBron James, there's greatness there. I'm not saying there is not greatness. Like, please, nobody conflate what I'm saying. One of the greatest players to ever play the game. In my opinion, the greatest.
His greatness may have run out. It's okay.
Well, I mean, the
dude is 1,000 years old, man. His greatness may have run out. He's been hurt literally, if my mind is correct, every single year he's been a Laker. He has missed time due to injury.
Let's back up before we even talk about the injury. I know what you're saying, Jay. I think I understand. To be a top 10 player, you have to carry the load for a season. Man. When he is on the court.
See, but that's a major caveat.
I understand. Given this is I'm not claiming, but when he is playing, where does he rank in the NBA when he's available? Is because he's not one anymore, right?
No.
Even if he's available.
No, I think Giannis is one.
Giannis is one.
I think Steph is 2, Luka 3. Like,
right. I think that's probably right. I think it's Giannis and then Steph. You can make a
comparison between Steph and Giannis for 1, 2.
Where's KD and all that?
KD's right up there. KD's top 5.
Then they're all ahead of LeBron when they're available.
Yes.
What is slipped about?
LeBron is out of the top 10, it sounds like.
No, I know, but Jay, is two different things. One is his injury makes him unavailable, so you wouldn't build around him. He's not a top 10 player. But
I'm just saying, but if you watch,
what is eroded in his game when he's available, Jay?
If you, well, it's not eroded.
He can't shoot anymore.
Right, that's for sure.
Words like this too, like I'm never gonna say something's eroded as it relates to LeBron James.
Why? It's going away, no?
Just the pace of it's just looking very different. Like the pace of the game, when you watch the pace, when LeBron gets the ball, everything slows down.
Well, that's age, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's older.
And he goes ISO mode like James Harden at times. And the offense isn't constructed, and neither is the game where it's played right now. It's a faster pace.
So in other words,
people are seeing it.
I'm trying to understand.
His mind can do all the same things.
Exactly.
His body doesn't allow him to do those sort of things now, so it turns into iso ball because his mind is telling him, okay, you can go buy this dude, you can do this. And he's sitting there, and it's not happening.
Yeah, that classic age.
That's the back in the day, the Kobe Bryant, right?
Yep.
Kobe was at the end, Kobe doing this.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't
YMCA game.
He doing
all
this
day
when they go,
long.
foul.
Kicking the ball ahead. Hey, make the right pass, make the right read. But like the explosion and all that.
So that's the reason I wanted to pin you down about that is I like, where are we in LeBron James's career? We are now at the stage where even when he's available, the reflexes have diminished to the point where it's more ISO ball. He can't go in the flow or lead the pace of the game anymore.
It has to be more ISO ball because he doesn't have the personnel around to be a high volume pick and roll.
Is he an all-star 2?
He'll always be an all-star.
No, I'm talking about an all-star 2. What I mean by that is, if he had Kevin Durant, I just use Kevin Durant. If he had Kevin Durant with him, will he look different?
Who am I letting go?
No matter just Kevin Durant with him, no matter
and LeBron
what it
are the two best players.
That type of player. Those are the two best players.
If he had KD, fine. Like KD is still like
I just gave you a name.
Other. I know, but it's more personnel because he needs people that he can make reads off of. Right? Like, so if I'm coming down and KD set a screen for me.
So if he had Kyrie.
Yes.
If
he had a compatible piece, like other than AD, who sometimes disappears in the fourth, not sometimes, a lot of the times, like, and other shooters around him, I think it would look different, but still it wouldn't be the same.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.